Hey YouTube, it's Dan. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, and again, filming it on my computer webcam, so hopefully the quality is a little better than a live stream. Um, I've been noticing some lag with it, so I hope it doesn't come out in the actual video. But anyway, I know it's been a while. I was intending to do a movie or a video last week, and work got really hectic and busy, so I didn't get a chance to do that. But um, I will plan on trying to get videos out later on. But I'm doing a podcast today because, remember when I mentioned I wasn't going to buy anything for a whole month? Well, I kind of caved because there was this store, the Second and Charles, like I mentioned in a previous video, that was running a sale. If you buy 4 more books, you get 50% off the cover off the price that's on the sticker. So naturally, I had to jump on it as soon as possible because if I would have waited until whatever, the sale would have been over and I wouldn't have gotten the stuff that I got. So so I caved, and I might just split up. I'm thinking about maybe just splitting up. The days or the times I don't buy stuff. Maybe just go like 1 week every month without buying something. We'll see. But yeah, I went there with the intent of not buying a lot of stuff, but turns out I found a lot of shit. Because a lot of stuff. See, the thing is, I frequent that Second and Charles. You might see a fly flying around too. He's still alive for now. Um, but yeah, so at this Second and Charles, there's been a lot of stuff that I've looked at and I just didn't feel like pulling the trigger on because it was kind of expensive, and I didn't feel like spend that much money. But when it's shit's 50% off, it's a different story. So I went there today with the hopes of finding some stuff that I looked at before, didn't feel like buying for the price they had it for, but now that it's 50% off, I felt like going to get it. So found a lot of good stuff today. I was gonna say shit. I trying to keep it PG. Found a lot of good stuff today, and I'll go over today. Go through it real quick. But yeah, so pretty much going forward, that's I guess I kind of just violated my monthly hiatus. But I plan to do it again in January, like I did before. I mean, January is usually a slow month anyway for like releases and stuff for some reason. I guess it's right after the Christmas push, so no one's really buying stuff at that time. But we'll see. So I'll get into it. Most of my stuff today is collections. So um, I have one single issue here, but other than that, everything else is collections. I paid around, I want to say, a little bit under $80 for all this stuff. Which, once I show you what all I got, it sounds like a deal. It sounds like a lot of money right now, but once I show you what I got, it will be worth it. At least I thought. I mean, some of the stuff was just crazy deals that I was looking to jump on. So let's get right to it then. So the first thing I have here is the only single issue that I bought. And I was just slumming through stuff. At this point, I was almost ready to check out, so I just was looking through, just picking through shit, and I came across the War Machine stuff. So I'm like, okay, let's just look through here and see if I have it. Am I missing any War Machine stuff? And the issue I came across was War Machine number 23, and this features that like space armor. I forget what it's called. I remember reading about it a few months ago, but you can see here it's definitely not the War Machine armor, and it's crazy. This is kind of around the same era as the Teen Tony stuff. This is getting towards the tail end of like the Volume 1 Marvel stuff, like Iron Man and Spider-Man before they rebooted or like did like the Heroes Reborn stuff. So so I didn't have this issue, obviously. Like I think I only had like the first like 12 issues, 13 issues of War Machine. I'm trying to get more of these because these aren't collected anywhere. At least I don't think so. So if I get this, I'm probably gonna try to read it at some point because I'm pretty sure this is not on Marvel's shortlist for getting reprinted in any collection. So so I picked this up for 95 cents. I was waiting to spring for that because it was only 95 cents. Fun fact is though, when I came up to the register, Second and Charles was doing a sale a few months ago where they were doing like buy same type of sale but for the single issues. So like people were doing that, and I came up and I was like, my whole pile was like full of stuff, and then the single issue was on the top. And I was telling her about this deal, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we're not doing that anymore. It's just and then I got a little scared. I'm like, what? I said I'm about to buy all these books, and I don't want to like pay all the cover price for all this stuff. So, or the sticker price for all this stuff. And she's like, oh no, I mean the graphic novels are that, but the sale's over. And I'm like, yeah, no doubt. So, yeah. So this is the only single issue I got. Like I said, I'll file it away, all that stuff, real cool. And my computer just lagged. So, yeah. But yeah. So this is cool. We'll see how it looks. Oh my god. All right, let's see if that doesn't lag. Okay. So, yeah, so that was the first English show I bought. Let's get into the trades now. Oh shit, these are out of order. So first trades I got, surprisingly enough, starting off with actually DC stuff. And what I bought was Volume 1 of Tom King's Rebirth Batman, I Am Gotham. And this collects Batman Rebirth number 1 and Batman number 1 through 6. I think this is Volume 3 of Batman, which when I was filing I was a little surprised. I'm surprised there's so little Batman volumes, but I'm guessing that's because Batman, the main first volume has been running forever. So, yeah, so cool. Like I said before, Batman's probably like my favorite DC hero at this point. I'm slowly trying to transition into more, but I kind of want to read some more Batman stuff. So I heard this is really, really good. It's up to like 6 trades now. I think it's past issue 50 at this point, so it's doing pretty good. The next one, I can't really say much about it. I haven't, read it or anything like that, so I'll see what it's like. But the next one I bought is Batman Volume 2, I Am Suicide. This collects issues 9 through 15, because I think there was some sort of crossover event that had issues 7 and 8 in it, so that's why they're not collected here. Which, I've heard my friends mention it's not really essential, so they told me to get the paperbacks. Because the deluxe one has those 2 issues, which kind of derails the whole story of the trade. So, yeah. So again, kind of excited to read this. The art, I just thumbed through, it looked really good. I guess I should have said this before when I talked about the first volume. I read Tom King's Vision, really enjoyed his writing on that. So I'm excited to see what he does with Batman. Obviously, they're 2 completely different characters. So, we'll see how he handles this. But like I said, only for great things. So just gotta hunt down the other 4 volumes that are out now. But excited to have this on the shelf. One thing to note too is these look really nice on the shelf. They all kind of look like this. Not just Batman books, but all of them. So they're gonna be really cool to look at on the shelf. Some people don't like the uniformity of the Rebirth books, but I think it's kind of cool. So, yeah. So that's Batman. Like I said, trying to get, I'm trying to get some more classic stuff, but that's the most modern thing I can find. So why not? So next book is just another skinny trade. Everything else is Marvel at this point. So it is Storm by Greg Pak, Volume 1, Make It Rain. So, I have Volume 2, picked it up about maybe 3 months ago or something. I think we were on our, oh wait, no. I think I bought it at Books A Million, yeah. Whatever, I don't know, I can't remember. But, yeah, so I have the whole series, Greg Pak series of Storm. It only went for 11 issues. I don't know if it got canceled or whatever. But, excited to read it, Storm. I read the first 3 Uncanny X-Men volumes by Claremont, and after the Dark Phoenix saga, Storm really comes to the forefront of the story. Being the leader, taking on responsibility like that. So she gets a lot more development, and even further on past, from what I've heard, she gets a lot more development moving it forward. So I'm excited to read this. You see here she has the classic mohawk that she sported after. I think it was after the Brood, or no, I think it was during the Brood saga. I still remember the one scene where she changes her hairstyle, and then she shows it to Kitty, and Kitty probably gets all upset. She's like, "Who are you anymore?" and all this stuff, and I thought that was funny. So, yeah. Anyways, Storm, cool book, excited to read it. Great character. So the next book I got is an event that I've been looking at for a while. Again, this is like one of those, falls into that category of one of those books that I saw at Second and Charles, and it was a little too expensive for me to jump for, but now I saw it was half off. I was like, yeah, let's go grab it. So that is House of M, another Brian Michael Bendis book. Handling the X-Men. So excited to read this. A lot. I've heard all people talk about what happens with this. Scarlet Witch saying no more mutants. So kind of excited to read this and kind of see the context behind it. Obviously there's a lot of fallout from this book. Even years later. Just grabbing another one of Bendis' events. It collects House of M numbers 1 through 8, so 8-part series. Yeah, excited. And my thing lagged again, so we'll just keep going. But yeah, I picked this up for, it was $9.75. I mean, that's not a terrible price. I mean, that's probably what it would go for on in-stock trades. But I wanted to get it even cheaper, so I got it for like $4.50, $4.60 something. I don't know what something like that. But yeah, so cool. Excited to read it. The next books I have are, let's see, they're not in order. Everything's backwards because I had it stacked a certain way. So like I said before, I have the first 13 trades of New Avengers, and I realized, my friend was telling me how there's a second volume of New Avengers that came out. The third volume is Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers, which is collected in these omnibus over here. That one right there. Cool. So, no need to get those ones, but volume 2, I think there's like, he said 6 or 7 trades. So I picked them up. The first one is this one right here. And for the longest time, I thought this was just like a different spine for like this thing, but no, it's actually a different volume. So I'm gonna have to try to hunt down the rest of them now. So this is volume 1. I got this for like $3, $4, whatever. It was $7.50. And 50% of that is like $4. So pick this up. You can see here a lot of the same people from the first volume. From the New Avengers team. I've read. We've read the first story arc together. Me and my friends. So the whole breakout storyline. I remember seeing Luke Cage, Wolverine, Spider-Man in that one. But you see here Thing and Miss Marvel are also included in this. So excited to read it. Excited to read a continuation of this team. My goal is to just have it all. So that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, so that's volume 1. And then I bought volume 2 as well. So Bendis and Stuart Eminem, I think that's how you say his name. And I'm also excited for this team up because they, Bendis and Stuart Eminem, I don't know how you say his name. They also did a lengthy run with Ultimate Spider-Man after Mark Bagley left the book. So I'm excited to see what chemistry they have for the New Avengers team. I know it's going to be a different book, not dealing with the Ultimate Universe anymore, but still excited to read this, so volume 2. And this has issues 7 through 13, so this is it's a thicker trade, it's 13, it's 7 issues, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, so as we go down, these are getting thicker and thicker. So the next book I have is Doctor Strange Season 1, Doctor Strange, Strange Origin, whatever you want to call it. Picked this up for $6. And this is just another essential Doctor Strange book that I was looking for. Couldn't really find a good price online, so I was waiting for it. I've read a few Season 1 books. I've read the Iron Man Season 1 book, Avengers Season 1, and Wolverine Season 1. I liked Wolverine Season 1. I thought it was decent. The Iron Man one was god-awful. The art was terrible. The story was just not good. And that's really, for someone as jingoistic as me, as for an Iron Man fan, I don't know if jingoistic is the really right word to say there, but for someone who is loyal to Iron Man and kind of looking through a rose lens a lot of times with Iron Man books, yeah, I was surprised how bad it was. And the Avengers one was just okay. It was kind of like a retelling of it was a bunch of weird stuff after the team formed, a bunch of them being nervous about each other and if they turned on them or whatever. It was kind of stupid, but I've heard this is the best one to come out of the season 1 books. This one, and I think I can't remember what the other one is. But yeah, so I'm gonna give this one a shot. I'll read it. Um, I've read a lot of, not a lot actually, but I actually am currently reading some Doctor Strange stuff. I just got done reading Triumph and Torment, which was a really great storyline between, with Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom kind of teaming up. Thought that was some good chemistry there. Doctor Doom's a really good character to throw into a team-up book for some reason. Not just with Doctor Strange, with Iron Man. There's a third one that I could probably think of, but I can't right now. But yeah, so, and I've also been reading Doctor Strange and the Secret Defenders, which I know is not the best stuff. It's Roy Thomas. I mean, I think it's the late 90s. But, this is some good stuff. I'm waiting to get the Steve Ditko Epic Collection, so that will have some origin stuff as well. But this is really cool. It's nice to have it in this hardcover. The hardcovers look really nice. So, cool beans. Doctor Strange. These are also out of order. God damn. So, story time here. I noticed a while ago that the Champions first volume, which only ran for 17 issues, was getting a complete collection. And for the longest time I had on my list to buy. The release date came and went. I don't think it went on 50% off sale, so I didn't really feel like, I was like, if it's not on 50%, I'm not gonna jump out and go get it right away. So I kind of waited for it, and then the sale happened, and I remembered that Second Charles had both classic collections, at this store, and I was like, oh, I should probably go get those because they're probably gonna be cheaper than this complete collection. The fly just flew past me. But yeah, so I went and bought them. I paid $12 for the two of these versus paying like $20 to get the complete collection, and it collects the same stuff minus I think like a Hulk annual, which I really don't care about. So yeah, so the first volume is this one. You can see here the team is Hercules, Angel, Ghost Rider, Iceman, and Black Widow. So kind of a ragtag bunch of people. Hercules was an Avenger for a while. Iceman and Angel were X-Men. And I think this kind of takes place right after they leave the team. Black Widow was just floating around. I don't think she was an official Avenger at this point. And Ghost Rider was just Ghost Rider. So this just collects issues 1 through 11 of Champions, so nothing else. The second volume collects a lot of other annuals and shit that the Champions are featured in. But got this for $5. So, cool stuff. Early 70s, I think, for this stuff. So, it's going to be a little wordy, but I'm excited to read it nonetheless. You got some good people, writing on here. You have Bill Mantlo, and Chris Claremont. So, and also some great artists. You got Don Heck, George Tuska, Bob Hall, and John Byrne. So at least it'll look pretty, even if the story will be shit or boring or whatever. It'll look nice. So excited to read this, just see how it goes. And then I got the second volume as well. You can see here facing off against some Sentinels, so that looks interesting. This one has Champions 12 through 17, Iron Man Annual number 4, which I believe I read somewhere. I don't know if it was, I'm not sure where it was collected in actually. Avengers number 163. I think I actually already read that. Supervillain Team Up number 14. Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man 17 through 18. So this might actually be older since Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man didn't come out until like I think the mid 70s. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, again, this one has Bill Mantlo, John Byrne, Jim Shooter, who would be the editor-in-chief of Marvel, all that stuff. So similar artists. So excited to read this. Like I said before, this was $15. With 50% off, it was $7. So between the first and second one, I got it for like $12 combined. So much better deal. Like I said, same exact contents. So, and that is those ones. So the last 4 are actually all a set that I bought. And I was considering not pulling the trigger on this, but I'm like, you know what? If I don't pull it today, and then I'm going to come back next week or whatever, and come back and then see that they're gone, and I'm going to kick myself. So, the last thing that I bought, I'll pull them all out and show them together, is Punisher Max Complete Collections Volumes 1 through 4. And I know I said in a previous video that I was going to buy the Punisher Max Omnibus, and judging by the fact that I bought these, my computer just fell asleep. So let me just boot this back up. I am so sorry about this. This happens like every single video. But yeah, so like I said before, I was about to get the Punisher Max Omnibus, but you know, it was a $125 cover price on in-stock trades. At the time it was released, it was $62, and each omnibus I think contained like 2 complete collections, so it really wasn't worth the price for me. I mean, like, you know, I could easily go online, even on in-stock trades, and get the 2 complete collections for like $40 combined. So it didn't make sense to me financially. You know, I'd be like paying an extra $22 just to have, have Punisher in oversized format, which, you know, for me, I'm not a huge Punisher fan. You know, I've read some stuff. You know, I've seen him in Amazing Spider-Man, Daredevil, Miller's Run, but I don't really have a lot of his stuff. I mean, I know there's some Epic collections coming out, and I plan to get them, but I'm not really familiar with the character. But yeah, I've heard so much stuff about Garth Ennis's run with Punisher Max that, you know, I decided when I saw these, you know, let's just jump on and go grab them. So I saw they were all 4 were there to begin with. I think there's 7 total. The 5th one, I guess, has a little bit. It has like a bunch of different crossover event type of books, like one-shot books there. Apparently, Volume 6 is not written by Ennis and it's trash. And then 7 is written by Jason Aaron. So that's apparently good. But these ones are the 4 Ennis ones. So I'm excited to read it. Like I said, let's go through the prices. I'll show you how much money I saved. So this one was $19.25. I got it for 50% off of that. That's about $10. This next one, Volume 2, or I'm sorry, that was Volume 4. Volume 3 was $16.75. Got it half off, $8 for this. So pretty good. This one was $25. So this was like the most expensive one of the 4 for some random reason. I don't know. So I got that one for about $12. So still a good deal. Took trade paperback. And then the last one was $20. Got it for 10. So, you know, like I said, now that I have these, it's kind of a good spot to start reading. It's kind of like the same situation with the Black Panther by Christopher Priest. I've heard the first 3 volumes are good, and then the 4th one kind of tails off and doesn't really feature Black Panther a lot. So I think my plan is to just read the first 4 of these, see if I like it, and if I do, keep going and getting the other volumes. If not, I'll stop. But I don't think I'm not going to like it because I've heard it's really, really good. Like, people who aren't really huge Punisher fans still say that it's good. So excited to read it. It's a Max title, so you know my familiarity with Max is pretty limited. I've only read what do you call Alias, which is a Max title. I think X-23 is too. Oh no, X-23 had a Max series. I don't have that. I have her complete collection for her ongoing stuff, I think. So I don't think that's Max content. But yeah, so I'm excited to read that. And with this, I officially do not have any more space on my shelf. So I'm going to have to go out and get another shelf. So if I do that, I might do a video and update you guys when I get a new shelf. It's probably going to be a shelf kind of similar to this, you know, another Kallax shelf. These are really nice. So I'm probably going to just go out and buy another one of those. But yeah, so that's my haul. So like I said, you know, spent about a little under $80 on all this stuff, which I think is good. I mean, you know, shit, going online and getting those 4 Punisher complete collections alone would have cost me $80. So right there, I'm saving, you know, a shit ton of money, and then everything on top is just great. So yeah, so that's my Second and Charles haul for July of 2018. You know, and next week I'm gonna do an art video. So I'm gonna pick 4 pictures that I did in terms of art, and then I'm gonna just talk about them, do like a really chill podcast. It might be audio only. I might just put up the art and then you can listen along. It's up to you guys. But yeah, so happy Sunday, everybody, and have a great rest of the week. And I'll see you on the flip side.